Hello everyone, myself Anshika Singh, your accounts teacher, welcome you all at Vidyarthi Pro Learning Platform. So today we are going to discuss about important MCQs of accountancy, unit 3rd, which is reconstitution of partnership and is very important for CUET, intermediate, CACPT, BCom, BBA, NET JRF, UPHESC, UPPSC, UPSC. So before we are going to discuss about the question, I would like to tell you that our website has provided previous year papers study material mock test for you. You can visit our website www.vidyarthipro.com. So without any further ado, let's move to our questions. So our first question is, which of the following is not the reconstitution of the partnership? And the options are A, admission of a new partner, B, dissolution of partnership, C, retirement of a partner, and D, change in profit sharing ratio. And the right answer is dissolution of partnership. बिकॉज डिसोल्यूशन ऑफ पार्टनरशिप में एक पार्टनरशिप फर्म का एंड होता है, यानी एक पार्टनरशिप फर्म जो होती है बंद होती है। लेकिन वहीं पे रिकंस्टिट्यूशन ऑफ पार्टनरशिप एक ऐसा प्रोसेस है जहां पे उसी एग्जिस्टिंग पार्टनरशिप एग्रीमेंट को दोबारा रिन्यू भी किया जाता है या फिर उसको दोबारा रिस्ट्रक्ट भी किया जाता है। Now the next question is, change in profit sharing ratio will lead to of dash of a partnership firm, and the options are A, reconstitution, B, creation of goodwill, C, dissolution, and D, both A and C. And the right answer is A, reconstitution. A change in the profit sharing ratio of a partnership firm can lead to a reconstitution of partnership. A change in the profit sharing ratio may occur for several reasons, such as changes in the business environment, the performance of individual partners, or the introduction of new partner. बढ़ते हैं next question की तरफ. A new partner may be admitted into a partnership, and the options are A, with the consent of majority of partner, B, with the consent of any one of the partner, C, with the consent of 2 by 3rd of all partners, and D, with the consent of all old partners. देखा जाए तो एक नया पार्टनर किसी भी बिजनेस में या किसी भी पार्टनरशिप फर्म में तभी एडमिट होगा जब सारे ओल्ड पार्टनर्स की कंसेंट उसमें रहेगी, यानी कि सिर्फ एक पर्टिकुलर पार्टनर के बिहाफ पे कोई नया पार्टनर कभी एडमिट नहीं होगा। जब तक सारे पार्टनर का कंसेंट नहीं होगा तब तक कि एक नया पार्टनर कभी किसी पार्टनरशिप फर्म को ज्वाइन नहीं कर पाएगा। नाउ द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज ऑन द एडमिशन ऑफ अ न्यू पार्टनर, and the options are A, old firm is dissolved, B, old partnership is dissolved, C, both A and B, and D, none of these. And the right answer is B, old partnership is dissolved. क्योंकि जब नया पार्टनर एडमिट होके आता है उस टाइम पे जब एडमिशन होता है नए पार्टनर का तो कोई पार्टनरशिप फर्म डिसॉल्व नहीं होती है, बल्कि जो पार्टनरशिप अग्रीमेंट एग्जिस्टिंग होगी वो डिसॉल्व होगी और एक नया पार्टनरशिप एग्रीमेंट फिर से आएगा जहां पे वो नए पार्टनर को भी एडमिट किया जाएगा। बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तरफ। द रेशियो इन विच ओल्ड पार्टनर्स अग्री टू सेक्रीफाइस देयर शेयर ऑफ प्रॉफिट टू अ न्यू पार्टनर इज कॉल्ड, एंड द ऑप्शंस आर ए, gaining ratio, B, sacrificing ratio, C, profit sharing ratio, and D, both A and B. And the right answer is B, sacrificing ratio. Sacrificing ratio एक ऐसा रेशियो होता है जहाँ पे ओल्ड पार्टनर जो होते हैं वो अग्री करते हैं कि अपने शेयर ऑफ प्रॉफिट में से कुछ पार्ट वो गिव अप करेंगे। सेक्रीफाइसिंग रेशियो का फॉर्मूला भी होता है ओल्ड रेशियो माइनस न्यू रेशियो। नाउ द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, the formula of calculating the sacrificing ratio is, and the options are A, old ratio minus new ratio, B, new ratio minus old ratio, C, old ratio minus gaining ratio, and D, gaining ratio minus old ratio. अभी ही बताए थे, इसीलिए the right answer is A, old ratio minus new ratio. यानी कि sacrificing ratio को calculate करने का फॉर्मूला होता है old ratio minus new ratio. बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तरफ। इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ एन express agreement as to who will contribute to a new partner's share of profit, it is implied that the old partners will contribute A, in the ratio of their capital, B, in their old profit sharing ratio, C, in the gaining ratio, and D, equally. And the right answer is B, in their old profit sharing ratio. The implied agreement to share profits is based on the principle of fairness and equity. It is assumed that when a new partner joins a partnership firm, they are entitled to a fair share of the profits based on their contribution to the firm. The existing partners are expected to contribute to the new partner's share of profit in proportion to their respective share in the firm. Now, the next question is, for the right to acquire share in the assets of the firm or profit of the firm, the new partner must bring A. His or her personal property, B. An asset for the firm, C. An equal amount of goodwill, and D. An agreed of capital either in cash or in kind. And the right answer is an agreed of capital either in cash or in kind. अगर कोई भी नया पार्टनर एडमिट होता है तो उसे कुछ ना कुछ लेकर ही पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म में आना है। तो उस टाइम पे या तो वो पार्टनर अपना गुडविल लाता है, नहीं तो जितना उसका कैपिटल होता है वो लेकर आएगा, और जो भी कैपिटल होगा या तो वो कैश के फॉर्म में होगा या फिर काइंड के फॉर्म में होगा। Now, the next question is, the new partner needs to contribute some additional amount called, in case of firm earning more profit than normal rate of return. And the options are A. Capital, B. Premium oblique goodwill, C. Honorarium, and D. Commission. And the right answer is B. Premium oblique goodwill. The additional amount that a new partner may be required to contribute in case of firm earning more profit than normal rate of return is called goodwill. Goodwill represents the value of business beyond its tangible assets and is based on the reputation, customer base, and other intangible factors that make the business valuable. Now, the next question is, when partner bring his share of goodwill in cash, the amount is debited to A. Cash account, B. Goodwill account, C. Capital account of the new partner, and D. Capital account of the old partner. And the right answer is A. Cash account. Cash in bank account is debited when the new partner brings cash for his or her share of goodwill. Following the rule, debit word comes in. This amount of goodwill premium is transferred to the capital accounts of sacrificing partner in the sacrificing ratio of the old partner. बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तरफ। When a new partner bring goodwill in cash, it is credited to A. His or her capital account, B. Sacrificing partner's capital account, C. Capital account of new partner, and D. Capital account of old partner. And the right answer is B. Sacrificing partner account। यानी कि जब कोई भी नया पार्टनर गुडविल का पैसा कैश में लाएगा तो ऑटोमेटिकली जो है ओल्ड पार्टनर में या फिर जो पार्टनर सेक्रीफाइस कर रहा है उसके अकाउंट में चला जाता है। बढ़ते हैं नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन की तरफ। व्हेन अ न्यू पार्टनर डज नॉट ब्रिंग हिज शेयर ऑफ गुडविल इन कैश, द अमाउंट इज डेबिटेड टू ए. कैश अकाउंट, बी. गुडविल अकाउंट, सी. कैपिटल अकाउंट ऑफ द न्यू पार्टनर, एंड डी. कैपिटल अकाउंट ऑफ द ओल्ड पार्टनर। And the right answer is D. Capital account of the old partners. When a new partner does not bring their share of goodwill in cash, the amount is debited to the capital account of existing partners in the sacrificing ratio. Now, the next question is, if the incoming partner brings the amount of goodwill in cash and also a balance exists in goodwill account, then this goodwill account is written off among the old partners in A. The old profit sharing ratio, B. The new profit sharing ratio, C. The gaining ratio, and D. The sacrificing ratio. And the right answer is the old profit sharing ratio. अगर देखा जाए कि कोई नया पार्टनर एडमिट हो रहा है और पहले से गुडविल जो है हमारी अपीयर हो रही है, उस टाइम पे जो पुराना एग्जिस्टिंग गुडविल होगा वो ओल्ड पार्टनर्स अपने अमंग में ओल्ड प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो में बांट लेंगे और इसकी जनरल एंट्री करेंगे ओल्ड पार्टनर्स कैपिटल अकाउंट डेबिट टू गुडविल अकाउंट, और उसे हम लोग ओल्ड रेशियो में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर लेंगे। Now the next question is, if the new partner bring his share of goodwill in cash, it will be shared by old partners in A. Old profit sharing ratio, B. New profit sharing ratio, C. Ratio of sacrifice, and D. In capital ratio. एंड द राइट आंसर इज रेशियो ऑफ सेक्रीफाइस। यानी कि अगर नया पार्टनर गुडविल का पैसा कैश में लाएगा तो ओल्ड पार्टनर उसे अपनी सेक्रीफाइसिंग रेशियो में बांट लेंगे। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, इफ एट द टाइम ऑफ एडमिशन देयर इज सम अनरिकॉर्डेड लाइबिलिटी, इट विल बी A. Debited to goodwill account, B. Credited to partners capital account, C. Debited to revaluation account, and D. Credited to revaluation account. एंड द राइट आंसर इज सी. डेबिटेड टू रिवैल्यूएशन अकाउंट। अगर देखा जाए तो जब रिवैल्यूएशन अकाउंट प्रिपेयर करते हैं तो अगर कोई भी एसेट्स में इंक्रीजमेंट होगा तो वो क्रेडिट में जाएगा, और अगर एसेट्स की वैल्यू घटेगी तो वो डेबिट होगी। सिमिलरली अगर लाइबिलिटी की वैल्यू बढ़ेगी तो वो डेबिट में जाती है और घटती है तो क्रेडिट में जाती है। कोई भी अनरिकॉर्डेड एसेट्स होंगे तो उसे रिवैल्यूएशन अकाउंट के क्रेडिट साइड में दिखाएंगे, और कोई भी अनरिकॉर्डेड लाइबिलिटी होती है तो उसे हम लोग रिवैल्यूएशन अकाउंट के डेबिट साइड में दिखाते हैं। Now the next question is, on the admission of a new partner, increase in the value of assets is debited to A. Old partners capital account. B. Profit and loss adjustment account. C. Assets account. And D. None of these. And the right answer is assets account. यानी कि अगर कोई नया पार्टनर एडमिट हो रहा है और जिसकी वजह से जो वैल्यू है एसेट्स की वो बढ़ जा रही है, तो उस केस में जो एसेट्स की वैल्यू होगी उसे हम लोग एसेट्स अकाउंट में डेबिट करते हैं. Now the next question is, if at the time of admission some profit and loss account balance appear in the book, it will be transferred to A. Revaluation account. B. Old partners capital account. C. All partners capital account. And D. Profit and loss adjustment account. And the right answer is old partners capital account. यानी कि एडमिशन के टाइम पे अगर कोई भी प्रॉफिट या लॉस का बैलेंस होगा जो ऑलरेडी बुक्स में अपीयर होगा, ये डायरेक्टली हमारे ओल्ड पार्टनर्स के कैपिटल अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर कर दिया जाएगा. Next question is, if at the time of admission the revaluation account shows a profit, it should be credited to A. All partners capital account in the new profit sharing ratio. B. Old partners capital account in the new profit sharing ratio. C. Old partners capital account in the old profit sharing ratio. And D. Old partners capital account in the sacrificing ratio. And the right answer is C. Old partners capital account in the old profit sharing ratio. If at the time of admission the revaluation account shows a profit, it should be credited to old partner's capital account in old ratio. Next question is, when the balance sheet is prepared after the new partnership agreement, the assets and liabilities are recorded as A. Current cost. B. Historical cost. C. Revalued figures. And D. Realizable value. And the right answer is C. Revalued figures. When a new partnership agreement is made, the assets and liabilities of the partnership are revalued to their fair market value. This is done to ensure that the balance sheet reflects the true economic value of the assets and liability of partnership. The ratio in which the continuing partners acquire the outgoing partner's share is called, and the options are A. Gaining ratio, B. Old profit sharing ratio, C. New profit sharing ratio, and D. None of the above. And the right answer is gaining ratio. यानी कि गेनिंग रेशियो तब कैलकुलेट किया जाता है जब किसी पार्टनर का रिटायरमेंट और डेथ होता है. यहाँ गेनिंग रेशियो इसलिए बोला जाता है क्योंकि एक कोई पार्टनर बिजनेस से या तो रिटायर हो रहा है या तो डेथ हो रहा है, या तो वो मर जा रहा है. उस केस में क्या होता है कि जहां तीन पार्टनर मिलके प्रॉफिट को आधा आधा बांटा करते थे या फिर अपने रेशियो में बांटा करते थे, अब वहां एक पार्टनर के हट जाने से या दो पार्टनर जितने भी उनके हट जाने से अब वो डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कम हो जाती है, जिसके लिए हम लोग गेनिंग रेशियो बोलते हैं उसे. और गेनिंग रेशियो को निकालने का फॉर्मूला होता है न्यू रेशियो माइनस ओल्ड रेशियो. नाउ द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, व्हाट आर सुपर प्रॉफिट? And the options are A. Normal profit minus actual profit. B. Average profit minus normal profit. C. Normal profit plus actual profit. And D. Actual profit plus normal profit. And the right answer is B. Average profit minus normal profit. यानी सुपर प्रॉफिट निकालने का फॉर्मूला होता है एवरेज प्रॉफिट माइनस नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट. सुपर प्रॉफिट जो होता है वो एक्सेस होता है एवरेज प्रॉफिट का नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट के ऊपर. Next question is, under super profit method of valuation of goodwill, normal profit is calculated as A. Capital employed into numbers of years of goodwill purchase. B. Average profit into normal rate of return. C. Capital employed into normal rate of return upon 100. And D. Both A and B. And the right answer is capital employed into normal rate of return upon 100. Now the next question is, under goodwill is calculated on the basis of surplus profit. And the options are A. Average profit method. B. Super profit method. C. Capitalization method. And D. Both B and C. And the right answer is B. Super profit method. जो सुपर प्रॉफिट मेथड होता है यहीं पे हम लोग सरप्लस प्रॉफिट को कैलकुलेट करते हैं, क्योंकि यहाँ पे जो भी हमारा एक्सेस होता है एवरेज प्रॉफिट का नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट के ऊपर वही हमारी सुपर प्रॉफिट होती है. वहीं पे जो एवरेज प्रॉफिट होता है वो हमारे टोटल नंबर ऑफ ईयर्स के प्रॉफिट को ऐड करके जब हम लोग उसी ईयर से डिवाइड कर देते हैं टोटल ईयर से, तो हमारी एवरेज प्रॉफिट निकल के आ जाती है. वहीं पे कैपिटलाइजेशन को हम लोग दोनों मेथड से निकाल सकते हैं, एवरेज प्रॉफिट मेथड से भी और सुपर प्रॉफिट मेथड से भी. Next question is, on the retirement of a partner, the capital account of the retiring partner will be credited with, and the options are A. Goodwill of the firm, B. Share of goodwill of the remaining partner, C. His or her share of goodwill, and D. None of the above. And the right answer is his or her share of goodwill. If at the time of retirement of a partner, goodwill appear in the balance sheet of a firm, it is written off by debiting all the partners' capital account in their old profit sharing ratio and crediting the goodwill account. Next question is, in the event of death of a partner, the amount of general reserve is transferred to partner's capital account And the options are A, new profit sharing ratio, B, old profit sharing ratio, C, capital ratio, and D, none of the above. And the right answer is old profit sharing ratio. यानी कि अगर पता चले कि किसी पार्टनर का डेथ हो गया और पहले से जनरल रिजर्व का पैसा है, तो वो जनरल रिजर्व का पैसा सारे पार्टनर में ओल्ड प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो में बटेगा. Next question is, in case of retiring of a partner, the partner's loan account would be shown in. And the options are A, his capital account, B, his wife's loan account, C, his loan account, and D, the total amount due to him. And the right answer is D, the total amount due to him. At the time of retirement of a partner's, all dues pertaining to him to be clubbed together. Hence, any loan is due, this has to be shown in the total amount due to him. Next question is, in the event of death of one of the partners, how would the partner's capital account be adjusted to reflect the proceed received from the joint life policy? And the options are A, in the ratio of their current profit sharing ratio, B, in the ratio of their capital balance, C, in the ratio of the premiums paid by each partner, and D, in the ratio of their initial capital contribution. And the right answer is in the ratio of their current profit sharing ratio, which is option A. In the ratio of their current profit sharing ratio, the event of death of one of the partners, the partnership would receive a lump sum payment from the insurance company, which would be recorded as a credit to the joint life policy account. The partner's capital account would be adjusted to reflect the proceeds received from the policy, typically in their profit sharing ratio. Next question is, what does the balance of joint life policy account of a partnership represent? A, the surrender value of the policy, B, the maturity value of the policy, C, the unexpired premium or reserve for the policy, and D, the amount receivable on the death of one of the partners. And the right answer is C, the unexpired premium or reserve of the policy. The balance of the joint life policy account represent the unexpired premium or reserve for the policy, which is the amount of premium that has been paid in advance but has not yet expired. Next question is, what is the aim of a joint life policy in a partnership? A, to strengthen the financial position of firm, B, to make a profit on the death of a partner, C, to make available sufficient cash for settling the claim made by heirs of the deceased partner, and D, to disguise one's real assets and liability. And the right answer is C, to make available sufficient cash for settling the claims made by heirs of the deceased partner. The purpose of the joint life policy is to reduce the financial burden on the firm at the time of payment of a large sum to the legal representative of the deceased partner. Next question is, the distribution of a joint life policy amount is received by a firm, and the options are A, new profit sharing ratio, B, capitals ratio opening balance, C, partners old profit sharing ratio, and D, capital ratio closing balance. And the right answer is C, partners old profit sharing ratio. यानी कि जो भी जॉइंट लाइफ पॉलिसी का अमाउंट होगा जो कि रिसीव होगा फर्म के टाइम, वो जो होगा पार्टनर्स में ओल्ड प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो में बटेगा. नाउ द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, द अमाउंट ऑफ अ जॉइंट लाइफ इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी इज credited to into the capital account on account of the death of a partner, and the options are A, the deceased partner as well as the remaining partner, B, in the old profit sharing ratio of the remaining partner, C, in the new profit sharing ratio of the remaining partner, and D, deceased partner only. And the right answer is A, the deceased partner as well as the remaining partner. On the death of a partner, the amount of joint life policy should be credited to the capital account of all partners, including the deceased partner in their old profit sharing ratio. And the last question is, what does the surrender value of an insurance policy represent? And the options are A, the amount of premium that has been paid in advance but has not yet expired, B, the amount of money that the policyholder is entitled to receive when the policy reaches its maturity date, C, the amount of money that the policyholder is entitled to receive if they cancel or surrender their policy before its maturity date, and D, the amount of money that the policyholder is required to pay to keep the policy in force. And the right answer is C, the amount of money that the policyholder is entitled to receive if they cancel or surrender their policy before its maturity date. The amount of money that the policyholder is entitled to receive if they cancel or surrender their policy before its maturity date. The surrender value of an insurance policy is the amount of money that the policyholder is entitled to receive if they cancel or surrender their policy before its maturity date. So that's all for today. Hope you guys like it. Or ऐसे ही इंपॉर्टेंट वीडियोस के लिए हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और इस वीडियो पे अपना ढेर सारा लाइक और कमेंट दें, जिससे हम सभी हमारे चैनल पे जितने भी टीचर्स पढ़ा रहे हैं वो सभी मोटिवेट होके ऐसी इंपॉर्टेंट वीडियोस आपके लिए डाल सके। थैंक यू।